is a common question among many students of mine that, ma'am, why don't you upload videos on English grammar nowadays? Before I used to do that, and many people know that, but nowadays I don't upload any videos on English grammar, and this is because I feel that it is not required to learn bit by bit in English grammar to speak fluently in English. I am a spoken English coach. I am not an academic English coach. Means I don't go for teaching students how to know everything in this language. I am there for you where you need to speak fluently and confidently in English. So I am a spoken English coach, and for that thing I really concentrate on speaking part, and for that thing whatever is needed I tell them. And I think somewhere that learning grammar is very much important, but learning every details in grammar is not required if you want to speak fluently in English. If you want to speak fluently in English, you have to practice speaking in English. Another thing is you have to practice listening in English. So you have to daily listen to some stuffs in English, and you have to read in English also. If you can do all these three things, you can achieve that fluency easily. And you can also have English knowledge, English language knowledge. You need not to learn every details in grammar. You need not to learn in bits by bits. You need not to learn in pieces by pieces. You can learn through chunks. You can learn through by listening. When you listen to somebody who speaks so well in English, you can understand sentence structures. You can understand basic grammatical things. If you read something in English, if you read English books, newspapers, you can understand sentence structures. You can understand how to use those verbs, what are subjects, what are objects, everything. So you need not to learn little by little through going with English grammar. That's why I don't upload videos on English grammar, and that's why I don't encourage my students who want to speak fluently in English to learn every details in English grammar. But yes, I always say that don't be grammatically wrong when you speak. If you are intentionally speaking wrong, if you are intentionally speaking in English with many errors in grammar, then you are going wrong. This is not being encouraged. There are so many English speakers who speak out so wrong. I say that yes, this is required, because if you will stop yourself from doing mistakes, if you will stop like, no, I am doing mistakes, so I should not speak. If you think like that, then you are somewhere discouraging yourself. You are somewhere stopping your journey. You are taking pause in your spoken English journey. So that's why I always say that go with your mistakes. But I don't tell you that go intentionally with your mistakes. If you know that these mistakes are happening, you should work on that so that next time this mistake should not occur. This mistake should not come out. You should work upon your mistakes. You should know about your mistakes. That's why I tell that go with your mistakes. Whatever knowledge you have in English, go with that. If mistakes are happening, if you are really aware of your mistakes, work upon that. If you know that you have some grammatical issues, your sentences are not correct, your structures of sentences are not correct, then you have to know that you have to work upon that. So you should then learn English grammar. And if it is not like that, it is not required, you need not to learn English grammar, you are thinking like that, your sentence structures are good, you are speaking so well, you are able to convey your message, you are speaking spontaneously and correctly, then you need not to learn English grammar. That's why I do not upload English grammatical things, and I always say that if you feel that it is required, then go for learning. One more thing I always say that learn vocabulary. Learn vocabulary, expand your vocabulary stock. It is really necessary. We need to learn more and more words. I am not telling about learning advanced words, learning decorative words, learning fancy words, complicated words. No, not like that. You need not to be like a Shashi Tharoor. He is a good person. He speaks so well, and I really respect him, but it's not required to speak like him. You can speak in a simple English so that your listener can understand you. And that is the main thing we want. That is the main target, that we want to convey our message through our speaking to our listeners. So if our listener is not able to understand my words, then why am I speaking in English? It is going all in vain. So that's why I always say that go for learning whatever is required in your spoken English journey. If you feel that you have less vocabulary knowledge, then go for learning vocabulary. If you feel that you have less grammatical knowledge, your grammar is somewhere wrong, then go for grammatical learning. So whatever is required in your spoken English journey, that specific thing you need to learn. So go for that specific thing. And your journey is totally different from other person's journey. And that is also I always say through my English videos. So please try to understand that learning grammar is not every time required, but if it is really required, then go for learning. Don't skip that thing. If you are not able to make perfect sentences, those sentences not meaningful, then really you need to learn English grammar. So that's all for today. Bye.